ana na Harambee Stars, usingoje kuambiwa. Tazama mechi hii live hapa KBC Channel 1 siku ya Jumanne tarehe 14 Oktoba kuanzia saa 4 usiku. Ujue mbivu na mbichi. Pia tutapeperusha matangazo haya kupitia Radio Taifa na stesheni zingine za KBC. Usikose. KBC Channel 1, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Exactly 1 o'clock on the nose on your right-hand time for the day's reports in general news, business and sports. Also later, on our interactive segment, we will gaze on youth and leadership, empowering the next crop of leaders in this country. This is KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen. Lensa Odingo is our sign language interpreter. We begin with some health matters, where the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Aden Duale, has admitted that maternal deaths are on the rise in Kenya, calling the situation both alarming and unacceptable. Speaking in Rimuruti town, Laikipia County, Duale, however, emphasized that the government is taking decisive steps to address the crisis, including engaging women leaders to be part of the solution.
We will not allow the current maternal mortality rate that exists in our country. We are going to make it an agenda for our leaders, women leaders. We are going to make it a national agenda. We will have strategies. We must not allow our women to die when they are delivering, either in public hospitals, in private hospitals, and in faith-based hospitals. That will be one of my key agenda as the Minister for Health.
Health experts in Gatundu South, Kiambu County, are sounding the alarm of a worrying surge in uncommunicable diseases such as diabetes, hypertension and cancer during a free medical camp organized by Mama Ngina University College and health partners. Doctors revealed that many residents are silently battling chronic illnesses due to poor access to quality healthcare and high medical costs. Medics are urging the government to streamline the Social Health Authority to make services more accessible, even as they urge patients to embrace healthier lifestyles.
Population, they do know that we have cervical cancer, but how significant it is and the importance of screening might be something that is lagging behind. And that's why we really need to encourage more people to come for such screenings. We need more setups from such organizations whereby you're offering community screening.
So it is good to go for checkups in hospital, because these checkups have saved a lot of lives. Sometimes you are just walking and you don't know that your blood pressure is high. It is only at the point of coming to the facility that you get to know that you have this problem. So we'll really urge members of the public to ensure that they really try to see as much as they can do to modify their lifestyles.
The Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs has embarked on a countrywide dissemination of Kenya's foreign policy document to Kenyans at the grassroots level in a deliberate move to open up the country for foreign and diaspora investments. The Director General for Political and Diplomatic Affairs of the Ministry, Ambassador Josephat Makaira, says the outreach program, dubbed Foreign Policy Mashinani, is also designed to establish a collaborative framework between the Ministry of Foreign Foreign and Diaspora Affairs and the devolved units, a move that will consolidate unique investment opportunities in the respective counters for foreign investors as well as diaspora community to tap into. The team is currently in Kisumu on a 3-day town hall engagement with the locals on Kenya's foreign policy, which has since been translated into Kiswahili language to accommodate all Kenyans.
Foreign policy has always been seen as the preserve of Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the executive. But now we have an opportunity to get everybody involved. So how does this happen? We have to create synergies. We have to be well coordinated between the top and the bottom so that we are able to exploit the opportunities that exist in the counties.
We also are looking for opportunities for Kenyans to go out there in a regular manner, in a protected manner, in a manner where they are going to be able to get good benefits out of their moving there.
You can see this is a big step. It's actually what I call a bold step now to bring the foreign policy to mashinani. So Kisumu region and the Nyanza region will be the first segment. We will have opportunity to go to other regions to explain Kenyans how they can relate and benefit from understanding the Kenyan foreign policy because it affects them.
The Meru County government has stepped up efforts to combat rising cancer cases through awareness, early detection and treatment initiatives during October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. County Executive Committee member for Health, Dr. Dennis Mugambe, says breast cancer remains the leading type of cancer among women in Meru County and a major public health concern both nationally and globally. He affirmed that the county has lined up screening, awareness and education activities across all sub-counties.
Breast cancer remains a major public health concern in Kenya and across the globe. In Meru County, we are witnessing a growing number of cases being reported at our health facilities, a clear indication that urgent and sustained interventions are needed at all levels of care. As a Department of Health in Meru County, we have prioritized cancer prevention, early detection and access to quality treatment as part of our broader agenda under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Isaac Mutumantu-Thinkia, whose vision is to ensure that no family in Meru suffers silently because of cancer.
To some politics now, a section of leaders from Kwale County has reaffirmed their unwavering support for President William Ruto, citing his impressive development record and a dedication to improving the lives of Kenyans across the country. Speaking during a Women Empowerment Forum at Sunza Mikinjuni in Kinango Sub-County, Kenya Ports Authority Chairman Benjamin Tayari said the head of state has rolled out people-centered programs that are transforming livelihoods. Among the projects benefiting the locals in Kinango constituency are ongoing tarmacking of key roads to enhance connectivity and ease of movement, the affordable housing program, and the universal healthcare initiative that is improving access to medical services.
Hii Tsunza pia nitapeleka ombi langu na sisi tuweke affordable housing hapa Tsunza kwa sababu tuko na Dongo Kundu special economic zone ambayo inakuja na tutataka watu waweze kukaa vizuri hapa Tsunza.
Hii serikali ya awamu hii ni serikali ya mwananchi. Na ndiposa around hii viongozi wa pwani tumepata nafasi katika serikali ya William Ruto. Kwa mara ya kwanza mpwani anasikika ndani ya serikali ya William Ruto.
The rise in teen pregnancies in Kilifi County has sparked concern among child welfare advocates and local leaders, with over 37,000 teenage girls reported to have given birth by October 2024. Stakeholders are now calling for urgent and coordinated action to protect young girls and tackle the root causes behind the crisis. more than 500 girls from Kilifi County gathered for a workshop that brought together child rights advocates and local leaders to discuss the alarming rise in teen pregnancies. The speakers called for the introduction of comprehensive sexuality education in schools, saying it will empower young people with knowledge to make informed decisions. As the discussions ended, participants urged all stakeholders, including parents, community leaders, and the government, to take immediate steps to reverse the worrying trend.
62 births were from girls aged 15 and below. The national data is at 11%, but for Kilifi County, it's at 17%. You see, that's a major gap, and it's a worrying trend.
Tatizo kubwa litakuwa ni ile miundo misingi na system ambazo zimewekwa pale katika jamii kusupport mtoto wa kike. Kweli tunafanya juhudi, lakini kama system haziwezi kubadilika ama mifumo ama zile taasisi ambazo tunatarajia wasichana watakuwa wakifanya kazi nayo, ndio maana mambo hayabadiliki.
Utapata watoto wenye wanapata mimba za utotoni. Hiyo ni defilement. Defilement ukiangalia iko kwa upande wa gender based violence. So lazima tushirikiane, tufanye kazi pamoja na hizo two departments.
Meru County Governor Isaac Mutuma says empowering the youth remains his central agenda towards maintaining unity in the county. Speaking when he launched the Governor Mutuma Super Cup in Mailitatu grounds in Igembe Central constituency, Mutuma lauded the cordial relationship among political leaders in Meru County. He said initiatives that promote sports talent will open a new chapter that will act as a bridge to opportunities, positioning Meru as Kenya's next sports hub.
It's a celebration of unity among leaders, young people, and the entire Meru community. Without that unity, this event would have been an impossibility. That unity has brought in our great sportsmen in Kenya. Sports, as we know, is one of the most powerful tools for social change.
And the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has recovered a prime parcel of land worth 35 million shillings in Bungoma County. The prime plot belonging to the Ministry of State Department for Housing and Urban Development, located next to Bungoma State Lodge at Milimani area in Bungoma Town, had been grabbed by a private individual. Achola Simon has that report.
In a brazen move, the private developer had illegally acquired the prime piece of land and subsequently demolished a government house that stood on the land and constructed a multi-million shilling luxury mansionette. In a judgment delivered by Bungoma Environment and Land Court on Thursday, October 9th, 2025, Justice Enoch Cherono declared that all transactions leading to the acquisition of the land by one Judy Nekoe were fraudulent, illegal, null and void. The court also issued orders for her eviction from the property.
This court finds that the plaintiff's reliance on subsequent letters and acceptance of payments cannot cure the illegality created by the cancellation of the sale. The cancellation circular of 28th of July 2008 remained the operative instrument, and unless and until it was expressly withdrawn or replaced by another circular of the same or higher authority, the purported sale and validation process remained legally ineffective.
Justice Cherono nullified the certificate of lease and directed the Bungoma Land Register to rectify the land register by cancelling all illegal entries relating to the grabbers. During the proceedings, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, through Advocate Ruth Ayunga, informed the court that investigations established that property was among properties reserved by the government in 1961 for the construction of residential houses for senior public officers. In 2004, the property was irregularly and illegally allocated to Charles Nyasani and Scholastica Nyekerario, who later transferred it to Judy Nekoe in 2016. Nekoe then petitioned the court seeking to be declared the owner of the land, a move EACC opposed upon hearing the case. Justice Enoch Cherono ruled in favor of EACC.
An order of eviction is hereby issued directing the plaintiff, e-servants, agents, or assigned to vacate Bungoma Township 169. G, the cost of the plaintiff's suit and the counterclaim are awarded to the defendant. It is so ordered.
EACC is pursuing 16 additional prime public properties believed to have been grabbed within Bungoma town for recovery and return to the public. Achola Simon, Lunchtime News, Kisumu County.
Residents of Garissa County have decried increased cases of insecurity being perpetrated by thugs using knives to stab victims. The residents who held demonstrations along the streets of Garissa town demanded speedy action from security agencies in dealing with the criminals. At least 10 people have reportedly been attacked in the last 5 days.
Hundreds of Garissa residents took to the streets to demonstrate over the escalating cases of insecurity that have plagued the town in the recent weeks. The situation is said to be so bad that barely a day ends without a case of a person being attacked and robbed, after which they are either left for dead or with serious injuries, mostly through stab wounds. Authorities say at least 10 people have been attacked in the last 5 days, mostly in the outskirts of Garissa town. The latest incident happened on Friday evening, where the victim, identified as Hilary Ocheng, a lecturer at Garissa Teachers Training College, was murdered at Bulamzuri area as he was going about his business around 6:30 p.m.
Tunauliza wale ambao ni wakubwa wetu kama polisi, mko wapi? Kama hamwezi kutusaidia sisi kama walimu, sisi wenyewe pia tuna sheria mikononi, tutajiweza sisi wenyewe na tutafanya ile ambayo inafaa itendeke.
Not one or two, sio mtu mmoja ama wawili ndio wamepata kukufa. Baina ya wanabodaboda wengi wananyang'anya masimu, wananyang'anya bodaboda zao, wananyang'anya mpaka kifo zao.
The demonstrators, who included teachers, bodaboda operators and members of the public, took issue with the disturbing wave of crime, accusing the police of doing little to address the situation.
Mwalimu wetu Ojeng amepita kule Bulamzuri, amevamiwa na maskoris, amevamiwa na wezi, makrimino, wamemtunga visu, lakini askari wanaangalia.
A young teacher, energetic, with no sin, killed by terrorists, with no problem. We are calling for the security. If they cannot do their work, we will do our work.
The residents now demand speedy action from the security apparatus in dealing with insecurity. Gishoke Washira, Lunchtime News.
In Samburu County, efforts to promote girls' education are gaining momentum, with government officials and organizations urging communities to give the girl child equal access to learning opportunities. The officials stressed the need for importance of educating their daughters, saying early marriages deny girls chances to reach their full potential.
Wasichana wasiposoma na wasipokuwa katika hizi spaces za leadership and also decision making spaces, we won't have their voices heard. The decisions zenye itakuwa inamekiwa haitakuwa so inclusive for the girl child. So we believe by wao kusoma already tutapata sauti yao hapo.
Ile shida inazuia wasichana kwenda shule ni watoto wanaozwa mapema. Kuna FGM na pia watoto wanapata watoto mapema, na pia kuna child beating na pia kuna ile child neglect, watoto wanakosa kupelekwa shule. Tena wasichana wanatengwa, unapata nyumbani msichana anaambiwa baki nyumbani akifuga, then mvulana anapelekwa shule kusoma.
We have learned that girls can also make it and girls also can become leaders of tomorrow.
15,000 residents in the Tana Delta are facing a major humanitarian crisis after ocean water turned the river Tana salty. Rising water levels have destroyed freshwater sources, affecting farming and fishing, and left locals struggling to access clean water. Many families are now traveling long distances to fetch fresh water as fish stocks continue to decline. Residents say that they have tried using makeshift barriers to block the salty water without success. They are now appealing to both the county and national government to construct a permanent dike to save their livelihoods.
Hiyo changamoto ambayo tunaiona sahihi, hata samaki imepotea, manake hizi ziwa zetu zimejaa samaki.
Serikali ya Uhuru, waziri alikuwa hapa. Kariako Tobika alikuwa hapa. Tulizungumza hapa, tumesapata hasara nyingi kwa kufuatana na hii lalo. Na kuna dalili ya kwamba hii lalo inafungwa na inavunjika. Inafungwa na inavunjika.
Tunakuomba Samoei William Ruto, tafadhali utusaidie, sababu sahihi serikali wetu wa kaunti ya Tana River Meja Godana hataki kutuangalia na jicho. Tunakuomba Baba Ruto, tafadhali.
Time for your business news now, and entrepreneurs across the country are finding innovative ways of creating jobs for young people through prudent use of credit from asset financing companies. Eli Kegode, an entrepreneur in Kibra, says he has been able to create jobs after securing a motorcycle through a Lipa Pole Pole model from Watu Credit in 2016.
For many Kenyans, credit is associated with a lot of risks, with the most borrowers ending up impoverished. The case is different for Eli Kegode, who says a motorcycle he acquired from Watu Credit has propelled him to be an entrepreneur. Kegode has also established a road safety training for boda riders in Kibera, Nairobi County through support from Watu Credit that has offered safety gears such as helmets and reflector jackets.
Mimi nimeingia fully kwa mambo ya road safety, na ukiangalia hapo awali vile nimekuwa nikifundisha, bado ni still nilikuwa nawapea affordable helmets. Unapata tunawafundisha, nimepeana helmets hapa Nairobi more than 17,000.
He says the road safety initiative has helped increase the number of boda riders holding valid driving license.
The year 2023 up to now, nimefundisha vijana more than 15,000 riders, not only in Kibra. I started the program in Kibra, na nikaenda Kawangware, nikaenda Wayakiwe, nimeenda all over 17 sub-county.
Sylvia Gatti for Lunchtime News.
Siaya County is gearing up for the much-awaited trade showcase as leaders, investors and development partners converge for the Siaya International Trade and Investment Conference 2025. Siaya is hoping to attract some $2.5 billion in investment opportunities and position itself as a regional economic powerhouse. Achola Simon reports that preparations for the showcase are in top gear as organizers work round the clock to put up a conference like no other.
It is literally race against time here in Siaya County as worksmen do everything within their means to ensure that the venue of the inaugural Siaya International Trade Conference is ready ahead of the commencement date on Tuesday. President William Ruto is expected to headline the event that is juggling a $2.5 billion worth of investment opportunities for those willing to set up business in Siaya County.
And this ranges in a number of sectors: the health, agriculture, energy, and infrastructure.
We are in deep discussions with the Energy Ministry and the Nuclear Power Agency. And the plans are at an advanced stage to establish the first nuclear power plant in Kenya, and it will be in Siaya County.
The organizing committee is looking to bank on the county's rich cultural history and personalities to make sure Siaya is an attractive investment destination.
So we have things that are unique to us, but also on the cultural side, you know, Siaya is also positioned as the cradle of the Luo land because of Gotramogi. Those are very unique to us, and we have a number of sites that we have. If you look at our value chains, we are doing very well in key key value chains, the rice. We are one of the key players and actually positioned that, if we unlock this potential, we could be the third largest in the country.
The inaugural Siaya International Trade Conference seeks to open doors for the exploitation of the vast potential in the agribusiness, energy, and the blue economy.
When you look at Siaya, first of all, our strategic position is unique to us. Where we sit, we have around 13 fish breeding sites. When you look at Usenge, that is one of the areas that the ports that we are developing. When you look at in terms of the lakes that we have Lake Kanyaboli, which is one of the largest wetlands. You look at the Oxbow lakes we have. So we have things that are unique.
With more than 2,000 delegates expected in Siaya, the organizers say security is a top priority. The hospitality industry, a key partner in the conference, is also upbeat about business prospects, with hotels and accommodation spaces expected to receive numerous bookings.
We have incorporated the county security team in the planning and steering committee for the conference, and we are planning together. So as we speak, the whole security apparatus is aware of what we are doing, and we have been in discussions with them, and they have given us assurance that they are up to the task.
But the hotels are pretty packed, so we are directing them to Bondo and Ugunja, because we have spaces there for accommodation. So I think really I don't want to delabor on much. Just want to confirm to you that we are hands-on and we are doing pretty well, going forward to host the delegates next week on Tuesday.
Also looking to earn big from the conference are small and medium enterprises, whose owners say all is set for the Siaya's big event.
We're very intentional in engaging the young people. For the amount, we're not asking the same. We've given them complimentary. We're also reaching out to ensure that they are really part of the conversation. So if you look at our rapporteur list, if you look at moderators, if you look at panelists, if you look at even the delegation, we've mainstreamed the issue of youth.
Sisi kama watu wa bodaboda saa hizi tumetayarisha kila kitu wageni watakuja wenye wajui mali nini iko hiyo National Polytechnic iko tutakuwa wapeleka, so kila mtu watu wakuje tu kwa wengi, kwa sababu Siaya pia unajua security ya Siaya inakuwa mzuri, so watu wakuje tu kwa wengi, tutawakaribisha wote.
Three minutes to 1:30, due for our first break. We circle back with more, including the day's discussion. Stay with us.
Kwani wewe ni mgonjwa?
Chama ikisha usirudi hapa kwangu.
Hata igwa ati ni lazima.
Ya masusi. Kuja pia mimi chakula. Unakula nyama. Kwani ulikuja Nairobi kuteseka? Naweza onja tu moja. Sasa nikitoka hapa nisiposiba, utamwaga supu.
No, nani tukusamwisi sinafika.
Usinite mwizi.
Tunaweza kurudi kwa ofisi kidogo.
Ole matope, nimekuita mara ngapi?
Sikuwa na hesabu.
Kwani umekuwa Afghanistan wale wanausaga migwa na mahindi kwa parapara.
Na kombele hivi imenichukua imeleka kwa kona. Makeyu.
We're talking about Swahili soul, and this is what was happening at the Allianz front today.
We feature a Nairobi-born singer and songwriter. She's also a performing artist. I'm talking about Zaituni.
Let me take you to this play that was taking place at the Kenya National Theatre. That is none other than Bildad M. Kagia.
Who actually took up arms and went into the forest to fight for our land?
And on our spotlight artist tonight, we feature a true legend of our time. I'm talking about the one and only Nyashinsky.
It's magic, the way you light up a room with your elegance when you arrive.
Welcome back. For young Kenyan women, the brains behind Jasho Powering Your Hustle are set to represent Kenya at the upcoming continental finals of the prestigious Absa Bank Kenya Girl Code Women in Tech Hackathon. Team Avitiria, comprising women aged between 21 and 26, have developed a solution that leverages AI to deliver real-time smart tracking of expenditures, personalized financial coaching, and robust fraud prevention. The solution features accessibility options such as facial recognition and voice commands. The four were the top winners at this year's Girl Code Hackathon that attract 112 participants.
Part of our partnership between Absa Kenya Foundation and ALX will give the top 3 groups an incubation opportunity where they get incubated at ALX, and they have got the tools, they're given the tools, the spaces, the kind of mentorship that they need to continue advancing and growing, to understand better and get into the finer details of how you then move from just an idea to a solution. How do you build it to a business? How do you scale it? How do you pitch to bigger businesses? And
this world is seeking people who are solving problems. It is full of social problems. There is something that you can contribute within your environment, within your neighborhood.
It doesn't make sense that we don't have more women that are creating the technology that we use every day, and that's what the hackathon is about, showcasing their skills and being innovative and building real solutions to real problems that we experience in our community.
I was here last year, but I didn't win. That gave me the courage to come this year with an aim of the sky is always the limit.
The Dutch government says it had taken the highly exceptional decision to intervene at Chinese-owned chip maker Nexperia over a potential risk to Dutch and European economic security. The Netherlands-based firm owner Wingtech says it will take action to protect its rights. Here are the details of this and other stories making headlines across the borders.
The development about the Chinese-owned chip maker Nexperia threatens to raise tensions between the European Union and China, which have increased in recent months over trade and Beijing's relationship with Russia. Nexperia was forced to sell its silicon chip plant in Newport, Wales, after MPs and ministers expressed national security concerns. It currently owns a UK facility in Stockport. The Dutch government said its Economic Affairs Ministry had invoked its Goods Availability Act over acute signals of serious governance shortcomings within Nexperia. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance has warned of further workforce cuts in addition to the thousands of jobs already axed if the government shutdown is not resolved. Democrats claim Republicans are punishing people by refusing to attach health insurance subsidies to the spending bill. Hundreds of thousands of U.S. federal employees are already on leave without pay as the shutdown approaches its third week. No congressional vote is scheduled that could reopen the government. Finally, China's total goods imports and exports in yuan-denominated terms rose to 33.61 trillion yuan in the first 9 months of 2025, up 4% year-on-year. The export volume reached 19.95 trillion yuan in the 9 months, up 7.1% year-on-year, maintaining growth for 8 consecutive quarters. The import volume amounted to 13.66 trillion yuan, growing for the 4th consecutive month, but down 0.2% year-on-year.
Kenya has been urged to develop a blockchain adaptation roadmap in preparation to adopt blockchain technology. The roadmap will guide on treatment of data as well as the required training for the populace in order to fill the skill gaps required as the world adopts blockchain technology. Betek Kiptum has that report, but before we get to that, we now want to turn very quickly to our discussion of the day, where we center it around leadership and integrity, how to better better empower the next crop of leaders. And my guest is here, Trocon Richards, founder of Triumph Graphics and a team lead training new minds. Welcome to this live broadcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the opportunity to be able to come and share.
All right. So values such as integrity, in your view, do they still define leadership?
Indeed. Value is a non-negotiable when it comes to leadership. Even in places where there are bad leadership, the bad leaders still value integrity. They still want for truth to be given to them. They still want for the right thing to be done. So value, integrity is not anything that you can trade for any reason. Yeah, it is very important. In fact, it becomes the engine for your leadership because people will not just listen to what you say, they will watch what you do. And it's very important to do so.
Okay, so it's still a very big thing.
It's very a big thing.
Okay, from the various activities that you do as a minister, as a trainer, across the globe, what can you say Kenyans can learn, especially the young people, as far as putting themselves out there when it comes to leadership?
So there are two ways we can go about it. But the first one, I want to talk about safe. The word safe, S-A-F-E. Leadership is a safe place. So it means that leadership creates security. And in security, you create sincerity and trust. That's the first thing. If you have security, you got to create sincerity and trust. Now, sincerity is what you truly are. That's what you know who you are. Trust is what people see you to be. So if people trust you and you are not sincere, then it's a disconnect, and that puts you in a place where people can look at your leadership from a different standpoint. They don't trust you. The second thing is A, which is accessibility. Now, if a leader will impact people and change the dynamic, that leader has to be accessible. Now, in accessibility, you become approachable and you are also accountable. That means you can take ownership for things that does not work right, and you can also take ownership for things that work, right. Then the third thing is the F, which is safe. Now, a leader will create a place for freedom. Freedom is very important because what it does is that it creates a framework where people can be creative and innovative without destroying institution. And so if you will help in that place, that's what you need to do. Then the third place is empowerment. Empowerment has three different places. One is to train and develop people and giving them train and develop them with the right knowledge. Then the second thing is providing them the right tool to be effective. Then the third thing is giving them the right environment to function. And if we put those together, then you are trying to create a place where you can develop the next generation of people who will do the right thing.
What I'm really hearing so much is that trust, and how sometimes the trust deficit can really go a long way into just creating that problem, especially for young people.
Indeed.
But also we say, coming down to Kenya, that we have, and even Africa by extension, that the population is mostly youthful.
Yes.
So again, in your view, how can we better create proper environment for youth to really get into position of leadership?
Good. It's a very good question. Now, the first thing you want to look at, everything that God is giving us to do, from ideation, from idea to implementation or result, is formed within, or process is formed within something called time, T-I-M-E. Now, if you will create stuff for young people, the first thing you want to treasure them. Treasure them. Because anything you treasure, you will go after it. Jesus gave a very profound statement. He said, if a man finds a treasure, he trades everything and go after that. So if we will impact the next generation of people, we must first treasure them. We should see them as the valuable of the nation. Because then, if that is the case, you will find every opportunity to be able to value them. The second thing, anything that you treasure, you will invest into it. Because when you treasure it, you're going to put everything into it. So when you treasure the young people, you're going to put everything into it. And the third thing, you're going to manage it. When you manage it, then you can enjoy it. But the reason why Africa may not be able to enjoy its youth, because first we are not learning to treasure our youth, and because we have not treasured them, we are not investing into them. And because we are not investing into them, we are not managing them. Because we are not managing them, we can enjoy them.
You think we don't treasure the youth?
Treasure comes in different form.
Okay.
It comes with their voice. What do they see? What do they hear? What do they say? How do they want to see things happen? And so it's very important, and that we know, because in our African culture, one of the things is that the more younger you are, the less value your voice is. The older you become, the thing that you have so much wisdom, so then your voice is being heard. And that's one of the places that you can treasure people, is how you listen to them. What are they saying? And then look at it. how does it impact your nation, your community, your society?
So if we don't treasure them, we don't value them as it's supposed to be, we don't give them the enough spaces as it needs to be.
Yeah.
So then do you feel as though young people also find it difficult to have role models in people that are already leaders as we speak?
Indeed. It's very important because, as I said earlier on, if you will lead people, they don't just listen to what you say. Okay. They watch what you do. It's important to that because you can say one thing and people can build trust in you. They can trust you for that. But are you sincere? That's when they will see, when they try to look behind you to see what are this thing the person is saying is really truthful. Then they look, oh, he's saying one thing, he doing another thing. Then what you do, you take away your authority to really influence them because they feel that you can say one thing and you do another thing, which is not a good thing. And so as a leader, what you say is what you do. And that's one of the key framework to leadership.
But sometimes, Richards, we can sit here and really blame leaders of today as it is,
yeah.
but also as young people. What can they do in their own respect, define, to also get into these spaces?
If you are solving a problem, the first thing you want to deal with is the foundation of that problem. And one of the things I've come to understand, if we will build young people, we want to go back to the foundation of leadership. What is the foundation of leadership? What is the institution of leadership? It's not the school, it's not the government. A lot of people think that is it. The first place leadership starts from is from the home. That's why the devil will do everything possible to destroy homes so that, you know, integrity, discipline, all those things are not grown in that place. And so when we build stronger families, stronger home, then we will build stronger communities, stronger society. Because in there we have the authority to develop the next generation of people. Now, but then the second thing, when it comes to the young people,
yes,
if people do not give you opportunity, then you have to learn to create one.
How do they do that?
Good. That happens in the way that we interconnect, the way we meet one another, we have conversation. In fact, it starts with conversation. One of the biggest ways to create an awareness for things is through conversation. So if I see the need and you know about the need, the first thing I want to meet someone and start to share that need through conversation. And then we look at shared value. You know, oh, my community is having this issue, they are doing this thing.
All right. Just as we get to wind down on this discussion, you are also a filmmaker, a writer. How do you use these platforms to speak to youths about perhaps authentic leadership? Because again, sometimes they run the risk of being there and doing the same things their predecessors did.
Yeah. So I just got into frame, but writing has been one of the key things. And one of the places that we want to influence people or help young people, because young people are creative people. In fact, the resources that God has given us is not in the soil, it's in the head. When you develop the head will develop the soil. So we want to create that environment in what messaging are we saying through our storytelling, in what we write, what message are we giving out there. In those messages, it's not just the messages that we're giving out, but also our own life should be able to represent those messages that we are giving to them. So when they read our messages, they read what is written, then they try to mirror what actually are we doing, what action are we taking in our line to do what we need to do.
All right. Now, as we finish this, your last message to perhaps youths and taking up these positions with the way it needs to, very quickly.
So the first thing I would say in my final words, young people, this nation is your nation. That's the place that God is giving you. Even if you travel to go anywhere, this is the only place that you can be deported from. So you don't need permission to exercise your creativity. You need to find the right-minded people, connect with them, start having conversation, develop strategy, and find the right resources that you can possibly find to be able to execute those things. Because the key there, you want to bring solution to your community, to your society, and to your nation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That has been Trocon Richards, founder of Triumph Graphics team, lead training new minds. where we've just been centering our discussion on leadership and integrity, empowering the next crop of leaders. Right, we now continue with the day's broadcast still on business news, and Kenya has been urged to develop a blockchain adaptation roadmap in preparation to adopt blockchain technology. The roadmap will guide on treatment of data as well as require training for the populace in order to fill the skill gaps required as the world adopts blockchain technology. Betty Kiptum reports from Global Technology Forum GTEx, which is underway in Dubai.
Blockchain allows records of multiple transactions to be maintained in an open and transparent system that is not easy to manipulate, with all records being permanent and cannot be changed. Blockchain allows public records to be indisputably verified, which would almost eliminate the risk of forgery and tampering of documents. This, coupled with Kenya's ongoing digitization of government services, will in time eliminate any questions regarding the integrity of documents. Professor Dr. Nasim Naqvi, the founder and president of the British Blockchain Association, says it is necessary for countries to adopt blockchain technology in order to improve government efficiency and service delivery.
The number one reason is that it will provide you with a blueprint of what you're going to do with the technology for the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. It gives a signal to everybody in the country and around the globe that this country is taking blockchain seriously. They are making an effort to put things down in writing, so not just talking about it. There is a policy level discussion going on, there is a national level strategy, and then you look at the other things on how you actually implement those applications.
He says young people ought to be skilled to take advantage of the employment opportunities that open up globally through adoption of blockchain technology.
One of the highest paid skills, blockchain, AI, digital. Programmers and coders, we are going to need more. We are going to need educators who can explain technology in an easy way. We are going to need more professors of blockchain at universities. We are going to need more lawyers who understand the legal implications of blockchain. A host of jobs. These jobs didn't exist 15 years ago.
In Africa, only Nigeria has an established blockchain roadmap. Governments across the world are adopting new technologies such as artificial intelligence and blockchain. African governments, including Kenya, have been urged to ensure that they come up with a roadmap to guide the implementation of such technologies to ensure that it is for the good of the people. Reporting from GTEx Global in Dubai, I'm Betty Kiptum.
Thank you, Kiptum, for that. The Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation has raised 4 billion shillings for expanding electricity connections in remote areas. Rural Electrification and Renewable Energy Corporation Chief Executive Officer Rose Mkalama says only 22 counties have tapped into the fund, with plans to sign memorandum of understanding with the remaining counties at an advanced stage as the government scales up the last mile connectivity program in remote areas.
We have been able to raise over 4 billion shillings, and we know that by the time we are finishing with the 41 counties, we'll have done more. We have also been able to work with almost 32 constituencies, and we are urging all the constituencies and all the counties that have not joined this program to please join this program, because together we can do more.
Increasing the investment that we have on transmission and distribution lines. We're also hoping that within this week we can be able to complete the Kitui water line so that we can energize that section and complete the Mwingi-Kitui water transmission line through to Sultan Hamud, so that we ensure that we have N-1 around this region and ensure that we have stable supply of power around this region. So they are
The Ministry of Defense is working with various state agencies to ensure a fair, transparent and credible recruitment into the army this year, giving the assurance Defense CS Soipan Tuya further distance the KDF from being complicit in previous cases of corruption and fraud in recent recruitment exercises, adding that all reported cases have been investigated and prosecuted in accordance with the law. The exercise launched today will run up to the 25th of October 2025.
In a bid to replenish ranks, expand units and integrate specialized capabilities into the KDF ranks and file, the force has launched the 2025 nationwide recruitment exercise. Acknowledging previous challenges of fraud and exploitation that have marred previous recruitment exercises, Defense Cabinet Secretary Soipan Tuya says investigations have been done and those found in contravention of the law have been prosecuted accordingly.
Notably, past investigations have revealed that most of the reported cases did not involve members of the Kenya Defence Forces, but were perpetrated by individuals passing off as KDF leaders or members. It is unfortunate that innocent civilians have been duped, and most of them, many Kenyans, have lost money to such individuals.
This even as she called on candidates willing to be recruited into the force to show up and present valid documentation at the recruitment centers to stand a chance to serve the country.
In this regard, we are working very closely with other government agencies, namely the National Police Service, the DCI, the ESCC, as well as the NIS, to ensure a fair, transparent, and credible process. This collaborative approach reinforces accountability and ensures the highest standards of integrity.
The Vice Chief of Defense Forces, Lieutenant General John Omenda, said any recruitment done before the official recruitment exercise dates is illegal.
Point to note, this exercise is starting officially today and it will end on 25th of October. Our time frames are very strict and we do this exercise in the fairest manner and in open. And we urge all Kenyans to attend free of charge.
Michael Mondiga for Lunchtime News.
Efforts to enhance the inclusion of young people in leadership and improve their participation in decision-making continue to grow in a move to empower them both socially and economically. In Mandera County, students under the County Students Association held a joint engagement forum with county leaders and representatives from the national government on issues affecting young people, including education, employment and governance. Mandera County Governor Mohamed Khalif called upon the youth to unite in promoting peace and stability across the county.
Always have a vision in your life. Something that will guide you to ultimate success in your life. Without a vision, without a goal, you'll never achieve what you want to do.
And we have decided to instruct our sub-county administrators. And of course, that will also be the national government administration unit, that any meeting ya amani tunafanya, we also onboard our youth. And it's really working. We started it in Banasa and Guba, and it's really working. So vijana, maneno ya amani ni nani? Ni nyinyi, sio?
Today's sports now, and Makueni County is set to make a major leap in youth empowerment and sports development thanks to a new international talent academy being established under the Empower Champions Talent Academy initiative. The project promises to transform lives, nurture talent, and even contribute to climate action.
A bright future is on the horizon for young people in Makueni County. The launch of the Empower Champions Talent Academy is opening new doors for youths in sports, education, and environmental sustainability. Speaking during the launch of a sports clinic at Kwambata and Kitise Primary Schools, ECTA representative Walter Omwenga highlighted the organization's mission to bridge critical gaps in youth talent development across the country.
We are trying to grow Makueni, not in terms of sports only, because for Empower Champions Talent Academy, it's more of empowering the youth in terms of sports, arts, for those who sing, for those who dance. That is part of the academy.
Tumekuja tukatrainiwa and we are still expecting for more. We hope that they will sponsor us to Ndembali and we want to go to a national school.
The academy will serve as a central hub for sporting excellence across all disciplines, placing Makueni County on the international map for talent development.
Tuna hope ya kwamba itaenda kutusaidia kwa kina ku tap talent zenye zimekuwa azitokee huko majuu kuonekana, iposa wakaweze kujulikana na tupate wachezaji wazuri katika kila nyanja za michezo.
But the vision doesn't stop at sport. The event also marked the beginning of a climatic mitigation initiative with a tree planting drive led by ECTA CEO Engineer Masi Jerop.
Tangu hawa wageni wetu waje ambao wana support hii mpango ya mipira na mambo ya uwanjani, tumepata mipira kwanza ya kila aina katika football, katika basketball, katika volleyball. Tumepata mipira mpya na tulikuwa na tatizo, hata tulikuwa na mipira ambayo ilikuwa katika hali duni, lakini tuko na mipira mpya.
With its holistic approach, the Empower Champions Talent Academy is poised to not only nurture champions on the field, but also inspire responsible leaders, making Makueni County a model for the rest of the nation.
In a span of 1 year, our dream is to grade all the fields in Makueni County, start programs in all the fields in Makueni County, and that one will form the base of our academy, Empower Champions Talent Academy. Because our plan is for 10 years, but in 2 years now we'll have some groundwork starting.
For Lunchtime News, I'm Daniel Mwendwa.
The Netherlands thrashed Finland 4-0 in a World Cup qualifier match played last night at the Johan Cruijff Arena in Amsterdam. The Netherlands now tops Group G by 3 points from Poland, who also beat Lithuania 2-0 in Kansas. Lithuania in a Group C. Denmark ended Greece's hopes of World Cup qualifications with a dominant story now effectively puts a cap on what you had lined up for you this afternoon. Many thanks for making time for us. This has been KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen. Arange Lensa Odingo has been our sign language interpreter. Good afternoon.
Got the fear of missing out? Want to keep up with all the latest entertainment news and latest celebrity gossip? From the latest rumors to popping events to the newest fashion trends, here is where you get all the tea or juice when it comes to entertainment, and you get it served on time. All that and so much more on Grapevine every single Monday only on KBC.